I discovered I love one daughter more, and it is tearing our home apart. Can I stop the favoritism? Okay, so this started small. Eye rolls, closed doors, missed dinners. You know that feeling when tension sticks around. I mean, how do you miss it? I knocked twice. No answer. I texted her. Delivered but unread. My hands went cold. Right? I stared at her door, listening, counting breaths, wondering if she could even hear me. And here is where it gets worse. The college counselor emailed me a summary, after Sam, my older one, visited about her veterinary applications. Attached at the bottom was a second note. It was for Izzy, my younger one, flagged as urgent. The printout listed 23 visits, marked distress at home, since October. One line read, parent preferential bonding perceived by student. My throat tightened. Another line read, sibling devaluation by caregiver. The micro detail that gutted me was a coffee stain across the page. By the time I reached the office, the counselor gestured me in. I sat legs bouncing while she pulled up the file. Her voice stayed gentle. I gripped my bag. She glanced at the monitor, then at me. Is this about Sam? It is about Izzy. I stared harder. What about Izzy? She is hurting. My voice went small. From what? The counselor folded her hands. She thinks you love Sam more. I looked at the calendar. She told you that? She wrote it down, and she cried. Part of me wanted to deny it outright. Part of me could still see last night. Me and Sam laughing over frosting, while Izzy kept to her room, and I swear, my chest turned hollow. I opened the shared family drive on my phone in the car and found a folder I'd never noticed. Izzy had labeled it Watch. Inside were screen recordings. 3 months of short clips. 37 minutes total. Times I ignored her question to ask Sam about lab practicals. Times I praised Sam's A on biology and breezed past Izzy's debate medal. 4 nights of me canceling movie night after Izzy critiqued plot, then rescheduling dessert runs with Sam. At this point, I'm done pretending I didn't see a pattern. The therapist at our first family session leaned forward, her face grave. One more escalation of perceived favoritism could push Izzy towards self-harm or permanent estrangement. I swallowed hard. What does that even mean? It means repeated rejection rewires attachment. If this continues, she may cut contact. We left with homework and a referral list. Then the system did its thing. The earliest covered family slot was in 6 weeks. The school support worker apologized for the backlog. The pediatric practice, when I asked about teen mental health, gave me a pamphlet and a wait list. I just stood there, thinking, if the system won't help fast, what now? Part of me wanted to go home and smother both girls with attention. Part of me knew that would feel fake to Izzy. So I changed one thing right away. I invited Izzy to choose Friday's activity. She stared at me like I was delivering a tech scam. I carried my phone to the kitchen. I placed 2 mugs on the counter. The chipped one ended up in front of me by habit consequence, she noticed. I know which mug you like, she murmured. I poured tea and slid her the better one. Pick Friday. No point, she replied, eyes flat. You'll cancel last minute and take Sam for nails. That happened twice, I said too quickly. Her shoulders lifted. Right, twice you remember. Sam wandered in, ponytail damp from the shelter. What is happening? Friday's hers, I replied. Whatever she wants. She picked at the sleeve of her hoodie. You'll hate it. Then I'll learn something. Izzy's voice cracked. You don't want to learn me. Sam looked between us. Do you want me to leave? I held my breath. Stay. Izzy tapped the mug. Debate club finals are Friday. Come, just watch. No eye rolls, no whisper commentary with her. Deal, I said. I'll sit alone. Good. She grabbed the mug like it might vanish. Then I understood the shape of the assignment. It wasn't about activities, it was about where I placed my eyes. I powered my laptop that night and built a calendar. Color-coded blocks for one-on-one time. Green for Izzy. Pink for Sam. Equal hours, no excuses. I showed it to both girls at breakfast, voice steady. I want to fix this. Sam nodded slowly. Okay. Izzy stared at the colors. Scheduling love feels weird. You deserve my time, I replied. She shrugged. We'll see. At school, the counselor met me at the auditorium doors for finals. She pressed a program into my hand and lowered her voice. Sit where she can find you. I found a seat in the middle. I turned my phone to silent. I didn't even glance towards Sam, who had slipped in late with a friend. Izzy walked onto the stage, chin up, notes tight. My chest heated with something sharp when she scanned the room and locked on me. That tiny flash in her eyes was everything. After she approached cautiously. You didn't leave. I promised. She lifted her ribbon. We placed second. That is amazing. Sam's here, she said, testing. I saw. And, I'm here for you right now, she breathed out. Okay. Sam joined us, smile easy. You were great. Izzy braced. You mean that? Yes, Sam replied, tone soft. Part of me wanted to drag them both home and wrap them in a blanket. Part of me knew the smoother move was light praise, no smothering. We walked to the car in a messy triangle. On the drive, Izzy opened a window and let the air hit her face. My hands shook on the wheel, not from fear, but from realizing how high the stakes actually were. That ride home felt quiet in a new way. Not tense, not easy. Just careful now. I know what you're thinking. One event won't fix years of patterns, right? So I started smaller than grand gestures. I moved my eyes on purpose. I checked my calendar blocks before saying yes to anything. And I told both girls the same line every time: if I mess up, I'll repair. 2 days later, I messed up. I accepted a last-minute dinner for Sam's shelter volunteers. It overlapped Izzy's green block by an hour. I texted Izzy. I offered to swap the time into Saturday morning. She walked into the kitchen. You moved me. I set down a spoon. I shifted 1 hour. That's not how it feels. I'm still here tonight. Her jaw tightened, and I'm still a second choice. Do you want to reschedule the whole block? That's not the point. Sam entered midair, sneakers muddy. I can skip dinner. Izzy lifted a hand. Don't you dare. Sam froze. I'm trying to help. You're centering you. Again. I'm literally offering to cancel. Her voice went flat. Because it still orbits you. I stepped between them. I'll leave dinner early. I'll be home by 9. Izzy's eyes flicked to the calendar on the fridge. You keep time like a judge. I'm trying to keep promises. Try harder. Part of me wanted to defend every minute. Part of me heard the truth in the pattern. I kept the dinner short and raced back at 9:05, breath uneven. She wasn't downstairs. Her room was dark. My stomach twisted. A notification buzzed. The school platform showed a new writing submission from Izzy's account, visible to guardians by default. Title: Invisible and Loud. I opened it and read about a girl who yells theory so she won't cry reality. She wrote that for 4 months. Her parent counted hours, but missed the center. She listed 72 messages unsent to me, because she thought I'd forward them to Sam. The timestamp showed 2 in the morning. My hands went cold. I sent a single text. Proud of you for finals. I want to learn you. She didn't respond. The next afternoon, the school social worker called and asked me to come in. In her office, she motioned toward 2 chairs. She kept her voice even. I'm initiating a safety plan. I gripped my knees. Is she in danger? She reports chronic perceived rejection. No current self-harm, but increased risk factors over 4 months. What happens under the plan? We check in twice weekly. We set communication scripts, and we monitor for escalation. Monitor how? She pointed to the screen. Staff touchpoints, counselor notes, parent contact logs. And if we fail, her tone went firm. If this pattern continues, you risk relational cutoff. I want to prevent that. I nodded too fast. Tell me exactly what to do. 3 steps: witness her, validate without fixing, share attention evenly with transparent schedule. I built a calendar. Good. Now keep it, even if glitter falls. Glitter. Unexpected wins for your other child. Right, Sam. Wins. Glitter. I left with a checklist and a headache. At home, I scribbled a conversation prompt and knocked on Izzy's door. She cracked it 3 inches. I read your piece. I started. She leaned on the frame. Cool. It landed. I missed the center. Which is? You. Her voice softened. You actually read it. I did. I'm grateful you wrote it. A beat. I'm not a monster, you know. I care about people. I just get loud. You get exact, I replied. That's your gift. Gift, huh? Friday. You want Anna over for dinner. She blinked. Why? Because she matters to you. Izzy studied my face. We don't do performative. Then we do real. You pick the pasta. I'll handle dishes. She almost smiled. Fine. But no weird jokes. No jokes, I replied. Just garlic. Dinner with Anna worked like a reset button. Anna perched at the table with careful posture, eyes bright. Sam sliced bread, staying on the edges. Izzy ladled sauce like she'd trained for it, explaining debate prep and case frameworks while Anna chimed in. I poured water. Do you both want to run practice rounds after? Anna's mouth curved. If you're okay listening, I want to listen. Izzy nudged Anna. See? She's actually trying. Anna glanced at me. Iz talks about you a lot. My ears are burning then, I replied, aiming light. Izzy smirked. You don't get points for basic. I'm not collecting points. Good, she murmured. Just show up. And then glitter fell. Sam's phone pinged during the dishes. She read the email, covered her mouth, and looked up with wet eyes. Oh my God. Izzy stiffened. What? Sam pushed the screen toward me. Conditional for veterinary science at her first choice. My chest lifted. That's huge. Izzy stared at the counter. Congrats. Sam glanced at her. Thanks. I wanted to scream in celebration. I wanted to guard the room like a goalie. Instead, I kept my voice low. We'll celebrate this weekend. Tonight belongs to debate pasta. Sam nodded. I can wait. Izzy reached for the towel. Of course you can. We finished the dishes in quiet rhythm. After Anna left, I found Izzy in the hallway tying her shoelaces. Walk, I offered. She tugged the laces tight. I'm heading to Anna's. Now. We're prepping for league. It's late. Curfew is 10, she replied. I'll be back. Text me when you arrive. Fine. I let her go. The clock flipped through minutes. 9:50, 10, 10, 10:30, no message. I called Anna. She answered on the second ring, voice gentle. She's here. Thank you. Can I talk to her? She stepped outside to breathe. My throat burned. How is she? Anna hesitated. Wound up. She heard your whisper to Sam about cake on Saturday. I tried to delay the celebration. I know. She still heard cake. Of course she did. Of course she did. I grabbed my keys and drove to Anna's place without calling again. My heart raced. My hands went cold on the wheel. I parked at the curb and spotted Izzy on the front steps, knees tucked. Hoodie up. Anna hovered in the doorway, eyes asking permission. I sat beside Izzy and kept space between us. No lecture, no fixing. She didn't look at me. You and cake, she murmured. I kept my voice even. I messed up the whisper. I should have texted. Doesn't matter. I still heard celebration echoes. I'm not going to pretend this isn't hard. She picked at a loose thread. You always pick her joy first. I pick the loudest thing first, I replied. I'm learning to hear you. Then hear this. I don't want to earn you by winning. I don't want you to either. Her voice went rough, then stopped making me compete with frosting. Anna shifted her weight. Do you both want tea? Please, I said, grateful for the pause. Izzy wiped her face on her sleeve. I hate being the problem. You're not a problem, I replied. You're my child, she glanced sideways. You'll still do cake. Yes. But I'm setting times now, not whispers. League on Saturday at 2, cake on Sunday at 4. I'm posting both in the family chat tonight. She snorted. You and your calendar, it keeps me honest. Post it then. I pulled out my phone. I opened the family chat and typed the schedule with clock emojis I never use. I hit send and turned the screen so she could see it. No hiding, no extras. Anna returned with mugs, steam curled. Do you need a ride home later, Izzy stood steadier. We're good, we have cases to prep. I rose, knees aching. I'll head out. Text me at curfew. She nodded once. Fine. Thank you, Anna, I added. Anna gave a small smile. See you Saturday. Back home, I found Sam on the couch with an acceptance packet spread out. She sat up alert. Is okay? She's at Anna's, I replied. League is tomorrow at 2. We celebrate you Sunday at 4. Sam scanned my face. You're choosing her event. I am. She rubbed her palms on her jeans. I can handle Sunday. Your acceptance matters, I added. It just can't take Saturday's air. Her shoulders dropped. Okay, I sat. How are you, honestly? She stared at the packet, voice quiet. Torn. I'm thrilled, and I'm scared if I show it, Iz will feel small. I'll referee the room, I replied. You get to glow on Sunday. She exhaled slowly. Deal. Saturday came fast. I packed water and a spare sweater. My stomach twisted while I watched the auditorium fill. Now, I know what you're thinking. She will bail. She will drift toward Sam if the phone pings, right? So I turned it face down and tucked it into my bag. I waved when Anna found us. Izzy walked onto the stage with her team, hair pulled back, eyes scanning the seats. She found me and held my gaze for one solid second. And that's when it happened. A volunteer ran onto the stage and whispered to the moderator. The rounds would start late. A judge stuck in traffic. 30 minutes, the room buzzed. My phone vibrated against my bag. I didn't move. It vibrated again, then again, 3 times. I kept my hands in my lap. My throat tightened. Izzy watched me. She watched my hands not reach. She watched me anchor. She walked off the stage toward the aisle and stopped near our row. You okay? I asked. Her voice was low. Who keeps calling you? People who can wait. Even if it's Sam, I replied. She knows the schedule. Izzy swallowed. Okay. The round started. Izzy opened clean, clipped, measured. Halfway through cross, her partner fumbled an answer, and panic flickered across Izzy's face. She glanced at the floor. She lost her place. She looked up at me like she might bolt. I lifted my pointer finger to my temple and tapped twice. Our therapist's cue for breathe and label. She inhaled. She named the point. She continued. They lost the round. They still advanced to finals on speaker points. She returned to the aisle between rounds, jaw set. Do you want a granola bar? I asked. I want to scream, she replied. Bathroom whisper scream? I offered. Her mouth twitched. Weird suggestion. It works. Anna squeezed her shoulder. You've got this. In finals, Izzy closed their case with a line I hadn't heard from her before. People aren't theories. They're not leverage. They're people. Her voice didn't shake. The judge announced the decision. Second place again. She accepted the ribbon without looking at it. Outside, by the bike rack, she yanked the ribbon loose. I hate second. I know, she stared at me. But you were here. I was here. She nodded once. I saw you not grab the phone. I promised. A car horn beeped. Sam pulled up with a bag balanced on the passenger seat. She stepped out and lifted the bag. This is not cake. It's dumplings. For debate days only. Izzy arched an eyebrow. Dumplings are neutral. Exactly. Sam set the bag on the hood. If you want them. Izzy's shoulders loosened. I do. We ate standing up. Chopsticks clumsy. Sauce dripping. It was the simplest peace treaty I could have asked for. Later that night, I opened the school platform and typed a note to the social worker. Witnessed. Validated. Kept schedule. She replied 10 minutes later. Keep going. Repair fast when you miss. Sunday at 4, I iced the cake with Sam, hand steady. We kept it small. Just family, plus Anna, plus one of Sam's shelter friends. I set 2 candles, one for the offer, one for perseverance. Izzy hovered at the doorway. I looked at her. You choose the slice sizes. She blinked.